gentlemen of the press, fellow executive member of CANUK, our minister, Prince Gbadebo, our former mayor of Waterham Forest, Anna Mbachu, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending this press conference. The background: United Nations Decade of Disabled Persons was held from 1983 to 1992 to enable government and organizations to implement measures to improve the life of disabled persons all over the world. On October 14, 1992, as this decade drew to the close, the UN General Assembly proclaimed December 3rd as the International Day of Disabled Persons. This day was first observed on 3rd December 1992. On December 18, 2007, the Assembly changed the observance name from the International Day of Disabled Persons to the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. The new name was first used in 2008. People from many countries worldwide participate in various ways to promote the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Events may include art exhibitions, promoting artwork by people with disabilities. Other events take the form of protest to highlight the difficulties disabled people have in playing a full role in society. The International Day of Persons with Disability is coordinated by United Nations Enable, which works to support and promote the right and dignity of persons with disabilities. In preparation for the observance of the 2015 International Day of Persons with Disabilities, the Central Association of Nigerians in the United Kingdom, CANUK, has resolved to organize a yearly event known as Disability Fund Day to draw attention to the plight of persons with disabilities within our community here in the UK. This is otherwise referred to as Disability Awareness Day, DAD, we call it that. This is with the aim to engage and encourage social inclusion of these persons with disabilities, recognize and celebrate their worth and talent, raise funds to support initiatives that would enhance and provide a fulfilled lifestyle for them as individuals of the society with respect and dignity. Another aim will be to encourage and promote trans-boundary interactions between our persons with disabilities here in the UK with our brothers and sisters back home in Nigeria. The objective of this is to introduce and promote the opportunities prevalent here in the UK, also in Nigeria. There is a greater need for increased awareness of the rights and privileges of persons with disabilities in Nigeria. As partners in progress, the press is a valuable tool to promoting these efforts. Today, we employ you gentlemen of the press here present to help us spread the message, support our effort by giving adequate coverage to our activities on Saturday, this Saturday, September 19th, 2015, and future activities. For the record, CANUK is the Central Association of Nigerians in the United Kingdom, the body that's set up by the Nigerian High Commission to coordinate all the Nigerian groups in the United Kingdom. It's the bridge between Nigerians and the High Commission and the federal government in Nigeria. The aim is not only to unify Nigerians here in the United Kingdom, but also harness the best brain from amongst Nigerians in the UK for nation building back home as diasporas. This inaugural activity at the Enfield Civic Center, Enfield, time will be 11 a.m. till evening, Saturday, 19 September 2015. On behalf of the Central Association of Nigerians in the United Kingdom, I thank you once again for your presence. Thank you. I will use this opportunity to call on the chairman of the organizing committee Dr. Ife to just have 2 minutes. Speak just 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, representative to the Nigerian High Commission. Good afternoon, Lord Mayor. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, members of CANUK. Good afternoon to the press. Did I hear someone say there was a baby there as well? It's wonderful. You know, you're already attending public engagements like the Prince's Children of Wales. It is my pleasure, actually. It's an honor. Actually, it's a privilege to be here, a great one, and to speak to you about an event that's dear to my heart for personal, for professional, and for aspirational reasons. Okay, now I've been here, I just discovered it, that I've been here in this country for almost 25 years now. And for a long time in Nigeria and in the UK, I have to confess that I lived in a cloud of failed expectation. But gradually, someone recognized me and asked me to be the secretary of an organization called XN Foundation, and it held an initial event then called the International Conference of Nigerian Students. Now that woke me up, because you see, that recognition gave me the self-confidence to do things that I was probably able to do, but needed the assurance of others, you know, the approval of others, I suppose is the best way to do it. And from there, I've also been the National Publicity Secretary of the Overseas Fellowship of Nigerian Christians and the Disability Officer. And we also run in XN Foundation a program for disabled people. So we've been doing a few firsts since I started getting there. Sadly, I keep finding that events for disabled people are just firsts. They're not yet established. But thank God that now we're having the very first day organized for disabled people, for their caregivers, for their parents. And this is going to do two things. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to provide an opportunity for them to enjoy themselves and to have fun. Because we all need to have fun. And the second thing it's going to do is it's going to show us that people with disabilities have talents too. I mean, we just heard a beautiful rendition of the national anthem, but there's a lot more talent. Part of the policy in organizing this is as much as possible to engage with disabled people. And so I know for a fact that there will be a singer who's a classically trained singer who's visually impaired, who has performed here at the High Commission on several occasions, but whose talent is still largely unrecognized. Fortunately, she also works with children, and if you come in on Saturday, you'll be able to hear Victoria Oruware sing. You'll also be able to see a friend of mine who runs a gospel music station and who's also visually impaired. And I like to think of him as tall as Saul for people who want biblical references, because he's head and shoulders above me, but as anointed as David, because he loves music and he's a great leader. So we'll be seeing people like that. There'll be fashion parades, there'll be lots and lots of other events. And it's good to say these things now so that you could tell everyone that this is not just going to be a time of fun, but it's a time of display of talent. And talent displays are good. So I'd like to thank all those who've been a part of this work with me. We've mentioned some of their names, but I have to do it because we've worked together on a personal basis. We've met regularly. Thank you very much to Mrs. June Douglas of Pamela Douglas Worldwide Foundation, very long name, to Mrs. Grace Alexander of Star Children Initiative. These people are constantly working with disabled people. To Mr. John Adigite of Mobility Help for Disabled People. They're constantly working with disabled people and are going to bring what they're doing into the public arena. There's several people who are not here as well, and who are going to coordinate volunteer work from XN Foundation, from OFNC, and coordinated by Miss Morenike Oni, and also a PR person who's this gentleman well known to people at Newswatch, the one and only Mr. Ayo Akinfe. He'll be there as well. So for all of those people, I'd like to thank them. I'd also like to thank those who have given, because without your giving, it wouldn't have happened. So thank you very much to those who have given financially. I gather that OIS has given a huge grant. In addition to that, the OFNC has also given, and a few other organizations have given financially, to which we owe you a great entertaining event on that day. So, thank you very much. But just before I finish, I need to just stress this thing. It is really the first of its kind, but it's the beginning of something. And I do not want to sound political, but I still want to say that this is an excellent opportunity for everyone to recognize the talent of disabled people and to give them the opportunity to be first and foremost citizens. Now, our chairman of CANUK has raised a bit about the history of the Day for Disabled People, but he hasn't talked about Nigeria because sadly, despite the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Disabled People, there is still no legislation in our dear country, and I love my country so much that I have to state it, that Nigeria is lagging behind. Nigeria is lagging behind. And as a lawyer, I know that we got company law from other countries, we got all kinds of laws from other countries. So why can't we take laws for disabled people from other countries? But it's not just about the laws, it's about our attitude. When you see a person with a disability, what do you think? And that's very important. Do you think, oh, this person is helpless? Or do you think this person may actually have some hidden talent that we need to let out? God bless you all. Thank you.